I see you. Thank you for joining me today, Season 6, Episode 9 of the Live Life Show. And as with every single episode of the Live Life Show, at the end of this episode, I will be sharing with you a heart key to live a fearless life of remarkable joy. Is it possible? Darn right it is. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. So step by step, we have a look at those things that help us take a different perspective on life, on your life situation, and what's happening right here, right now. The heart key for this episode is from this book that I'm almost halfway through. I don't know if you've read this one. This is the Jordan Peterson 12 Rules for Life. And oh my gosh, there are some things in here that I don't think I've ever examined in my life or ever thought about in a different way. But I'm certainly being shaken to the core by these ideas of Jordan Peterson. So somehow, magically, he's come into my life in the last only couple of probably 3 weeks. I mean, I didn't even realize that he was there and creating an impact, but somehow little things happened. And when I came to where I am now, when they find out that I was studying Jordan Peterson, they gave me this book. So if you're a parent, it doesn't really matter who you are. If you would like a different perspective, because here's the thing. Whenever we live our lives, we like to go with people that are like us. Yes, often that means that they think like us too, so we're very comfortable. It does mean, though, that we don't step out of that rut. And you know what the definition of a rut is? A coffin with the ends knocked out. No fun in that one. So I'm so excited to share with you my back to Italy journey today. So hang tight and I'll get the video working for you and I'll be back. You might have some questions. Please share, please say hello, please comment. Have you been to this place in Italy? So here we go. And the day came when I had to go back to Italy. On the 1st of February 2019, I flew from Istanbul to Bologna. One of the most commonly asked questions is, how did you find the travel? Was it so bad figuring out how to get around from country to country? Well, there's no doubt you do have to get your head around that, and thank goodness for the internet. One website I can thoroughly recommend to you is a website called RomeToRio.com. Wherever you are and want to know wherever you want to go, check out RomeToRio.com. It really helped me out of a few pickles at times. So when I landed in Bologna, I caught the coach down to Ancona, and from Ancona, my host came from Civitanova Marche to pick me up and take me back. And this is my host, Valentina, a Russian woman, quite an amazing Russian woman. Speaks fluent Russian, of course, speaks fluent Italian, of course, speaks 4 or 5 words of English. So here I am living in her house, just her and her daughter. And the daughter is studying English at school and has done so for quite a few years. But the problem is they may be learning English in school, and you and I and all native English speakers take it so much for granted, all of the irregularities and the craziness around the English language. And what I found when I was there is that very few people want to speak to you, even if they have been studying English for years, because they're too embarrassed. They're not confident. They can see that you are a native English speaker. So why did I go to this part of Italy? This is why. For 1 month, I taught middle school Italian school kids in conversational English, and they were so hungry to know more about Australia. So I was able to deliver a new topic about Australia every week. I made up my own PowerPoint slideshow using my own photos and was able to deliver the information. I got the hang of it pretty quickly because their English was quite poor. And you know I'm not a fast speaker, although I can be. I had to have the Italian school teacher in the class all the time, which is what they do actually. It's quite normal when you do these sort of volunteering gigs. And if you want to know more about volunteering to go to Italy and teach, not yet of course, but when we can, spend a month to teach school children, and these opportunities are from all around Italy. I just happened to get the gig at Civitanova Marche. Boy, I will just warn you, Italian school kids are noisy. I never get headaches. I had a headache my first 2 days at the school because they're so loud and they're so enthusiastic. And the other thing that you may not know about Italian school kids is, now, when did they start? Oh, was it 8 o'clock or 8:30 now? I think it may have been 8:30. Now, we're in winter, remember. This is the beginning of February, and they go to 1 p.m. and then they go home. The problem is that unless you're at a upper school, you have to go back to school on a Saturday morning. So at first blush, it seems, wow, they only go to school in the mornings, but they also do that on a Saturday morning. So what happened while I was here? I found, it has to be about food surely, a fabulous little proper Italian cafe called Gazzani. And this is a photo of my lunch, which cost just $12.28 Australian dollars. Delicious, freshly caught seafood, because Civitanova Marche is right on the coast. So the seafood was abundant and fresh and delicious. I did indulge in the odd macchiato and cake every single day, and that will cost around about $3.11. I don't have any images of the coast of this area because, while it was winter, it's Pebbly Beach where I was. In this area, the water actually drops off very quickly and is quite deep. And when I attempted to take a photo to show everyone what the beach is like in this part of Italy, it really was a photo not worth showing, so I'm not showing it. Whilst I was there and over the month, I went out on the groin, and what they had were all of these amazing examples of street art. So you can see me here taking my first photo because I loved so much of this street art, or groin art, I should call it. How about this one? I rather liked this one as well. It's got to be something about fish. And here we are again. This one was rather interesting. This one too. Notice the fish hook through the ear of the merman or merwoman. Then we have another fish theme with the sailors, which is perfect for this area. Whilst I was staying at Civitanova Marche, I was given the opportunity to go to Loreto. Now, Loreto was incredibly pretty. It's a hill town and commune of the Italian province of Ancona in the Marche. It is most commonly known as the seat of the Basilica della Santa Casa, a popular Catholic pilgrimage site. Now, there was an interesting thing about this basilica. It's known for enshrining the house in which the Blessed Virgin Mary is believed by some Catholics to have lived. It was amazing to go inside this basilica and see that incredible shrine, that incredible square with the most amazing, or block, the most amazing detail. It was a joy to see. I'm glad I went to see it. Sadly, I could not take any photos, but you will be able to see some if you search on Google. On the way back from here, popped into this rather gorgeous little place, Porto Recanati. Look at this. I love the colours, the shops underneath. If you notice, there's a gap between the first block of residential and commercial properties and the next one. If you turn left down that little alleyway, it takes you onto a street that is very different to this street because it is packed with people. And they were all amazing because it's getting quite dark now. It's quite late-ish. It is winter. And all of these people walking along with their dogs, with their children. One of the things I always loved about my time in Italy is that evening, late afternoon, evening, duskish, sort of strolling around with the family, which includes the pets. And there was also this really delicious place, like a night markets, where all sorts of food, amazing chocolate. Did I mention the chocolate again? And beautiful handicraft, very clever, very fashionable. I might also say that perhaps you can tell from looking at this residential fronts that this place is reasonably expensive. But it was such a joy to walk around and feast with my eyes. Another place that I went to when I was there was Civitanova Alta. Now, this is a cold place. Of course, it has a castle high up in the hills, not that far inland from where I was staying. Do you like my beret? That it was a fluffy, beautifully warm beret that I bought when I was in Zagreb in Croatia. But my gosh, I needed all of that on because, as you can see from these images here, it just looks cold, even though it's got that orange glow. Winter in Italy, in this area, just simply cold. And the image on the right, of course, is a residential home. And again, because it's up there in the hills, steep slopes, where do you get away from that in Italy? Yes, if you're on the sea like I was in Civitanova Marche, then that was flat. But soon as you came out, you had to walk up these very steep streets all the time. And yes, I did find a place to eat and drink. So here I am in this area and I'm having a macchiato and a biscuit, and that cost me just under $3 Australian. But the day came when I had to say again, goodbye Italy. Very different to my first couple of weeks in Italy, but I was in a very different location. But what I learned from this gig, this volunteer, so I'm having a laugh, an absolute laugh at those middle school Italian school kids, because there I am teaching them conversational English and around 4 areas of Australia that they were fascinated by, especially the koala bears and the kangaroos and the kookaburras and all of those things, the dingoes. I actually said the name of their location and I pronounced it Civitanova Marche, Civitanova Marche. Well, they burst out laughing, said, oh, ha, ha. It was the laugh of the moment. And so pronouncing stuff. People have said to me, why didn't you learn a language to help you when you went overseas? Well, I actually travelled to 10 countries and only one of those countries, i.e. the UK, could speak English. And I have to tell you that I spent 2 months in York and I felt like I needed to use Google Translate because I couldn't understand what those Yorks people were saying, the Yorkish people. Oh dear. So that's all part and parcel. I hope you enjoyed learning about Civitanova Marche. And the other things that are special about their place is it is a place where they manufacture shoes. So when you went to the markets on a Saturday, you had this incredible range of all sorts of shoes and up to the minute because they make them there. And the other little bargain is what I'm actually wearing. I don't know if you can see it. Yay! A whole €1. And I think then €1 was about $1.60 Australian. And I've still got it. And I wish that I'd gone ahead and got some more. I had fun in Italy and then I jumped on that train to go to the next destination. Boy, that didn't turn out like I thought it would, but you're going to find out what happened next week. Before we leave, I really must do my heart key. Every episode I talk about heart and how the world needs more heart. And aren't we seeing that now with all the division, with all the hate, with all the vitriol? This needs to change because it's like, what is that saying about poison? It's about you drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It ain't gonna happen. I had the heart key today from the Jordan Peterson book. So let me just get it ready for you. I think this is it. Do only those things that you could speak of with honor. This is so important. Do only those things that you could speak of with honor. How come things worked out so well for me? Yes, sure, there were interesting, tricky bits and times when I thought, well, I'd better figure this out. Even so, my experience was one of remarkable joy most of the time. This is something that I live by. I'm not saying that I don't look back sometimes and go, oops, did I do something that I could only speak of with honor? But at least I'm recognizing that and learning and changing how I react to certain things because my highest value is integrity. And this fits in really, really well. So do only those things that you could speak of with honor. What did you think of the episode today? I hope it gave you some value. please comment, please love, please share, and come back. I'll be doing the Live Life show again next Thursday at 3 p.m. AEST, and I'd like to see you there. Okay.